Hello, everyone. I am José Allard. I am a pianist and improviser and the creator of Music Creative, creative music, improvisation programs. Today, I want to talk to you about why I teach piano improvisation to classically trained pianists from all over the world. My story is that when I started playing the piano around 5 or 6, I was composing and improvising my own musical stories and compositions on the piano without knowing exactly what they represented. And then I pursued my classical studies by the age of 7 or 8, and they became very serious and demanding as I was learning more and more difficult repertoire. And I even went into piano competitions and I was good at them and I was winning competitions. And by the age of 17, I won the first prize of the Montreal Symphony Orchestra, playing with the orchestra in a famous hall here in Montreal, Salle Wilfrid Pelletier. So everything looked good on the outside, but on the inside, something was starting to brew inside me, and the weight of the performance, the stress of the performance, having to practice long hours and having to prove my worth as a concert pianist left me with less and less pleasure playing the piano. And so emotional pain translated into physical injuries, and by the age of 20, I couldn't envision a concert pianist career anymore. So when you invested so much in the learning of the classical studies and that your soul is a musician's soul, the prospect of not being able to play anymore is pretty devastating. And I've seen it in many of my colleagues as well. So, because I couldn't play anymore, really, I started teaching. And as a young teacher, I was facing piano students who wanted to get out of the written score and compose and improvise, and I couldn't help them. I felt pretty destitute and limited. I couldn't sit at a piano and improvise something out of the blue, and I found it very frustrating. So I started looking for different avenues of making music in a different way. And so I went to the United States to study music improvisation with world-renowned cellist David Darling. And I went for a weekend and then for a week-long training. And it was a revelation for me that I could invent and improvise my own music out of the blue, out of inspiration, without knowing exactly where it came from, but from my intuition. And of course, my training, my baggage as a classical pianist. So I got curious and curious about more improvisation, and I entered the 4-year program that will allow me to lead workshops and deepen my understanding of improvisation, still with David Darling. I got the certificate 4 years later, but to tell you the truth, it's not so much a certificate that I was looking after. It's the joy of improvising and making music with others that led me to finish this certificate. And when I came back from these workshops, even with my students, they realized how much I was more motivated to make music and how much illuminated I was, and I was transmitting all this knowledge to my students, and we were having fun, even more fun in our piano lessons than before. So this became really a motivation and a passion to transmit to others my knowledge about improvisation, because I strongly believe that we should be well-rounded musicians, able to play with the score and without the score. And I think that when we create our music, we become more alive and more open and rounded human musicians, but also more rounded human beings. That's what I experimented myself because I thought that I needed another serious seminar, and I kept pushing improvisation for years, thinking that I was not up to it, that I wouldn't level up to it, and I was not good enough, or maybe I was afraid of the wrong note. And all of these things that I hear from pianists when I meet a pianist and have conversations with people, that's what I hear. People are afraid of improvisation. So with the help of few triggers and starter points, we're able to improvise freely. At least with my framework, we're able to improvise freely out of our intuition with a few guidelines. And of course, we can deepen the art of improvisation over the years, but we can start very easily to play alone and to play with others and express the music of our soul, our true musical essence. That's what is my motivation. This is why I do this work, and this is why I transmit my passion for music improvisation. Because when we create, we reveal ourselves to ourselves, and that's such a great experience. So I strongly believe that every one of you can start improvising and make your own music more easily than you think. And improvisation doesn't have to be hard or complicated. What I discovered is that with few simple techniques, we can start easily to improvise on the keyboard, and music can show up so easily. We can discover the music that lives inside of us in an effortless way. So I invite you to know more about my program, and I'll put the links below this video. And I can't wait to hear your comments about my programs or my approach of music improvisation. And if you subscribe to my channel, you're gonna learn more about my work and my upcoming masterclasses and tutorials about teaching piano improvisation. So have a great day, everyone.